problem and it's kind of wordy, so let me read it to you and I want you to think and follow along. Put your pencils down. You're not circling anything. You're not underlining anything yet. I want you to just listen. Joshua, Carson, and Francisco collect marbles. Joshua has 427 marbles. Carson has 165 more marbles than Joshua. And Francisco has 279 fewer marbles than Carson. Which lists the boys' name in order from the fewest to the greatest number of marbles? Okay. Now we're going to go back and read it and circle numbers. Okay? Here we go. Joshua, Carson, and Francisco collect marbles. Joshua has 427 marbles. So you need to go to a seat plan. And you need to put, and I would label it Joshua, put J, 427 M's, and we know that stands for marbles. All right. Carson has 165 more marbles than Joshua. So we don't know that yet. Hold on. So we can put Carson, and we don't know how many he has because we got to go figure it out. He has 165 more marbles. What are we going to have to do?
Add 427 plus 165.
Okay, plus 165. So we have the keyword more. Okay? And when we have more, most of the time it tells us to do what? It's an indication that they're getting more, and if you're getting more, the number, does it have to increase or decrease?
Increase.
What does it mean to increase?
To make the number bigger.
So, if he has 165 more than 427, is his number going to be greater or smaller than Joshua's?
Greater.
Greater. Okay, so we're going to add. All right. So we got to figure Carson's out. I'm going to go ahead and circle 165. Okay. Then Joshua and Francisco has 279 fewer than Carson.
So we gotta figure out both of them.
What does fewer mean?
Lower.
Less. Less. So if he has fewer, is his number going to be bigger or smaller than Carson's?
Smaller.
Smaller. So we can go ahead and put F for Francisco. We don't know his number yet, but he's going to have fewer. Fewer is an indication to do what?
Subtract.
Subtract, because it's less. So how are we going to find Francisco's number?
Subtract.
We're going to take Carson's, right? We don't know that yet, but we're going to take Carson's minus what?
Francisco.
He has 279 fewer.
Wait, Carson minus Francisco.
Which is 279 fewer.
So
we're going to take Carson's minus what? 279. Okay? Now, box in the question. I'm going to box in the question. You go ahead and box in the question. Now read me the question. Ready? Go.
which list of
Which lists the boys' boy's name from fewest marbles to greatest marbles. What does that mean?
Least to greatest.
So that means from
G.
L to G. And what does L to G mean, Claire?
Least to greatest.
Okay, and what's another way to say least to greatest? Another way, Leandro. Smallest to biggest. Okay, so we gotta go figure Carson and Francisco out. Okay, so is this Vladimir? Where you at? Is this a one-step or two-step problem?
Multi-step problem.
What does multi-step mean?
Multi-step means two-step problem.
Two-step or more than two steps. Okay, it's more than one step. So now we're gonna add first. What are we going to add together, Bryler?
Josh was with Carson.
Okay, we're going to take why?
So we can get Carson's number.
Because Carson is 165 more. Okay.
I know the answer.
Okay, so now we're going to take 427 plus 165. Because Carson is 165 more than Joshua. So let's figure out how many Carson has. Do the traditional algorithm at this time. Go. Hold on. Give them time. Jake, paper, pencil, traditional algorithm. Thank you. Raise your hand if you're still working. Okay. On the count of 3, I want you to tell me the sum of Carson's. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
592.
Let me see how you got that. What is 7 plus 5?
12.
12. What is 6 plus 2 plus 1?
9.
6, 7, 8, 9. And 4 and 1 more. 592 is what?
It's the sum. It's how much Carson has.
It's how much Carson has, so we know this now. He has 592. So we know Carson's. You can get rid of the question mark because we know that now. And I'm going to label it Carson. Are we finished with this problem?
No.
Go back to the question.
Which list of boys' name in order from fewest marbles to greatest marbles?
Okay, we only know Joshua and we only know Carson. We don't know Francine, so how can we list them in order from least to greatest?
We need to find the smallest number.
We need to subtract. We do. We need to subtract. Do we know Carson's now?
Yes.
So now we can write 592 minus 279. Why are we subtracting 279? Hold on. Why are we subtracting 279? Hold on. Think. Jennifer.
To see how many she needs more.
No, we're not talking about how many more. Damien.
To see how much marbles Francine has.
Okay, because what did it say about Francine? Francisco.
She had 279 fewer.
Marbles. So fewer marbles. So now we have to take Carson.
Because they said boys.
You're right. Okay. Minus 279. We are subtracting 279 because he had 279 fewer. That means less than Carson. So do the traditional algorithm. You are going to have to regroup. Okay, eyes up here. All right, eyes up here. We only have two ones. It wants us to subtract 9. Can we do that?
No.
We're going to have to regroup. 12 minus 9 equals what?
3.
3. I had 9, 8, but now I only have 8. 8 minus 7.
1.
5 minus 2.
3.
313 is what? What does that represent?
That's
The number of
Francisco.
Francisco's
Okay.
Francisco.
Now, we're going to have to take these 3 numbers. We know Francine, or Francisco. We know Joshua's. And we know Carson's. So now what I need you to do is I need you to draw place value chart. Okay? Ones, tens, hundreds. Okay? Now we're going to have to list Joshua's 427. So I would put a J and put 427. List Carson's 592. And label it Carson. Francisco, you need to put an F and label him 313. We are looking L to G, least to greatest. When we are comparing, which place value do we have to start? Do I start in the ones when I compare?
No.
I need to start in the
Hundreds.
And I'm going L to G, so am I looking for the biggest 100, the greatest 100?
No.
The least 100.
Yes.
Okay, so I have 400, 500, 300.
300.
300. So this would be, Francisco needs to be 1. He needs to be listed first. Then I have 400 and I have 500. What comes next?
400.
So Joshua needs to be second. And Carson needs to be third. So you need to go to your answer choices. Francisco has to be first. So you can automatically get rid of F and J. So Francisco is first. That one's true. And then what needs to come? Joshua needs to come next.
So it's not.
So is Joshua next here?
No.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
We got Francisco, Joshua, and who's last?
Carson.
Carson.
Yeah, the most.
So that's your answer.
Okay. Is that all?
All right, you can stop the camera now.